Good afternoon, Storm fans. Welcome to another Sunday home game here in Hünstetten as the Storm are hosting the Bonn Capitals. Apologies for getting underway a little bit later than normal. First pitch is literally underway from starting pitcher Brian Perez, and it is a called strike on Eric Brink. For the Bonn Capitals, it'll be Eric Brink at shortstop, Maurice Bendrine as catcher, and McCoy Pierce as third base. That's their 1, 2, 3 for the start of this game. Absolute apologies right now. We're having some difficulties here. We're trying something new, and it's not working. It seems to be affecting what we're providing here, but still trying our best to bring the action to you. Brink is on base. Up to bat now is the catcher, number 6, Maurice Bendrine. The throw over keeps Brink on first base. The pitch from Perez in the dirt, throw back. Oh, well, not thrown back. Joachim thought about throwing back to catch a Brink that was off the bag quite a ways. Defensively for Storm this afternoon, behind the plate is Douglas Joachim. First base, Tobias Glimmerud. Strike called. Second base is Daniel Martins. Third base, Jake McKenzie, replacing Zach Johnson, who is out, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Chopper fielded by short, no play at second, throw over for the out at first. First out of the inning brings up the third baseman, McCoy Pierce. Back to defensively for Storm. Third base, Jake McKenzie. Shortstop, Augustine Teixeira. Left field, Vester Bacchio. Center field, Diego Mendoza, new acquisition for us. Pitch swung on. Oh, not fielded by Danny Martins at second as the infield umpire literally was standing in the path of the ball and jumped out of the way right before the ball got to Danny Martins. Run comes in on the single. That's the first run of the afternoon. Brings up to bat the first baseman for the Capitals, Simon Balma. Back to defensively for Storm. It is Vester Bacchio at left field, Diego Mendoza in center field, and in right field, it is Justin Olick. So, that is the defense for Storm. First pitch to Balmer is high for a ball. Once we get things settled down here, it might be a little bit easier. One out, one run is across. Runner at first for the Capitals. The pitch from Perez is low for ball 2. Pitch is inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Balma. On deck is Daniel Lamhunt, the designated hitter this afternoon for the Capitals. Last night in Bonn was a multiple pitchers duel as both teams used 2 pitchers. That's a strike on the outside for a full count. Final was not in Storm favor. Final was 2-1, but it was a very good ball game, even towards the end. Storm looks to actually take a game of this 2-game series. Pitch is swung on and chopped foul. At bat stays active. Oh, ball is hit just out of the reach of Bacchio in left field, but it keeps to a long single, puts runners at the corners with 1 out, and brings up the bat now the designated hitter, Daniel Lamhunt. Daniel Lamhunt wearing a different style of batting helmet as he is protecting his injured nose. First pitch is inside for a ball. We don't see this type of headgear that often, and it's usually only when the player does have an injury to the face and adds a little bit more protection. Think of it as a catcher's mask for the batter. Next pitch is in there for a low called strike. 1-1 now. Swing and a miss, strike 2. On deck is the second baseman, Daniel Sanchez. Oh, Lamhunt just got a piece of that ball to send it back to the backstop. Keeps the at bat alive. High, ball 2. It is a cloudy Sunday afternoon here in Dickman Field. Game time temperature is about 14 degrees Celsius. Sun is not out, and wind is blowing ever so slightly. Full count now on Lamhunt. Perez with a long look in has his sign. But ball gets away from him for ball 4. Loads the bases now. Brings up the bat the second baseman for the Bonn Capitals, Daniel Sanchez. On deck is the left fielder for this afternoon for the Capitals is Danny Linkhurst. First pitch, Sanchez is high for a ball. Inside, ball 2. This afternoon we have a bit of a different look to Storm, as we are with also, not only are we out without our third baseman Zach Johnson, who was injured in our last home game. The 2-0 pitch catches the outside zone for strike number 1. But we're also without our very own Phil Meyer, who is dealing with a shoulder injury and hopefully will not keep him out of action for too long. Sanchez went chasing after a pitch low and outside for strike 2. Two-two pitch. Oh, doesn't break top of zone. Full count. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the first for the Capitals. High and inside. Walks him. Another run comes across. It is now 2-0 Capitals. That brings up the bat the left fielder, Denny Lankhurst. And with that walk, we'll actually bring out the pitching coach for this afternoon, Javier Montero, to speak to his pitcher. Montero yesterday started the game in Bonn, gave up 1 run in his outing. It was the first start for Montero since he joined the team, as he was dealing with elbow issues, but he's healthy again and pitched a rather good game yesterday. As we do have a little break in the action, I'll go ahead and run through the Bonn Capitals batting order for you, since I didn't get a chance to do that earlier. As I already said, batting leadoff, number 30, the shortstop, Eric Brink, followed by Maurice Bendrin, number 6, as catcher. Third base and batting third, McCoy Pierce, number 29. Batting cleanup, first base, number 55, Simon Baumer, followed by the DH, Daniel Lamb Hunt, number 15. Second base, number 8, Danny Sanchez. Left fielder, number 37, Danny Lankhurst, who is up to bat now. On deck, number 33, their center fielder for the afternoon, Josef Rosenthal. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 34, Noah Lawrence. First pitch to Lankhurst is outside and ball 1. Perez with a long look. Ball is in the dirt. Ball 2. Ball slips out of Perez's hand once again, but makes that a 3-0 count. The 3-0 does catch the inside for a called strike. It is a Sunday afternoon, and it is a bit fresh, as they say here. The temperature is not that warm, but it's not freezing cold, so there's not a lot of fans here. Oh, Danny Lankhurst threw his bat thinking he had the walk, but it's a called strike. A bat flip on a walk, but actually it was strike 2. Langhurst had to walk back to the batter's box instead of the first base. He gives the next pitch a ride, and that ball is to the warning track. 1 run is across, 2 runs across. It is a 2-run double for Denny Langhurst. Left fielder Vesterbaggio got leather on it, but it hit right off of the heel of his glove. On that 2-run double now brings up number 33, the center fielder, Josef Rosenthal. And on deck is the former Storm, left fielder number 34, Noah Lawrence. First pitch is low for ball 1. Time is called as Perez wanted a new ball. Now play is resumed. The 1-0, high, ball 2. Oh, the 2-0 hits him in the ear flap. That sweeping curve just didn't break far enough inside. Actually broke too far inside, catching the ear flap, but he's okay. Tosses his bat, jogs down to first. Now bases are reloaded for Noah Lawrence. Storm fans will remember Noah Lawrence spent the last 2 seasons here in Hünstetten, but in the offseason went to Bonn, and next pitch hits Lawrence, bringing in another run. Makes that a 5-0 lead. Brings up the bat the top of the order, the shortstop, number 30, Eric Brink. Perez wasn't happy with the ball that he was issued. Runners, bases loaded. Sorry. 5 runs have come across here in the top of the first with 1 out. Bases are still loaded. And Brink gives a rocket shot to left. Runner comes across. It is a long single, as Baggio is able to keep the ball from going any further on a diving attempt to stop the ball. Gets the ball back in, keeps the runner at third from coming across. It's now 6-0 here in the top of the first. With bases loaded, brings up the catcher, Maurice Bendrin. First pitch, outside, well, not outside, it was just high, out of zone for ball 1. Swinging the next pitch, slaps it foul and out of play down the first base line. A balk was called on that pitch, brings a runner from third home, makes it 7-0. Just as the previous pitch was, that ball was hit foul and out of play down the first base line, but it wasn't a balk this time. One ball, one strike count to Bendrine. On deck is the third baseman, McCoy Pierce. 2 balls, 1 strike, as that pitch does not catch the inside zone. But the next pitch does catch the outside, makes that 2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez's 2-2 is hit directly over the press box here. Keeps the at bat alive. The previous home game that we had against Hamburg, we actually had a ball come close to hitting one of our cameras. That pitch is high for ball 3. Damage was actually done to the wood decking we have out in front of our press box, but thankfully it didn't hit the cameras. Perez loses Bendrine on on the full count, and that brings up manager Bill Dickman. He's going to make the pitching change now, as Sebastian Morales has been warming up in the Storm bullpen since the first runs came across. So that'll be a very short outing for Brian Perez. 46 pitches, 5 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Call to the bullpen brings up Sebastian Morales. No defensive position changes for Storm. Break in the action does allow me a moment to call out the new look we're trying out here. We are able to switch our views. We tried one of the Storm family members actually providing us with a switcher that we can use. We were trying to have a center field camera set up. Unfortunately, we were not able to do anything with it. But we are at the moment trying to keep a switch going between main camera showing the full field and then an up close camera on the action at the plate in the pitcher. As we are doing this, I would like to give a thank you to our Storm family member, Bjorn. You are a great man for helping us out here. Morales' warm-up tosses are done. With bases loaded and 1 out, Sebastian Morales has a large task ahead of him now to try and stop the ocean of water that apparently has been flowing from the Capitals. First pitch is outside to McCoy Pierce. I do want to say good afternoon to those of you who are tuning in to Storm TV as Pierce hits a ball into shallow right center, or shallow left center, and that is a 3-run triple for Pierce. All those runs will be charged to Brian Perez. After that 3-run triple, that brings up the first baseman, number 55, Simon Baumer. As Morales' first pitch is outside to Baumer. I can see the sun is starting to peek through the clouds here. The 0-1 catches the outside for called strikes. 1-1 count now on Baumer. As I was saying, thank you to those of you who are tuning in live on Storm TV. The 1-1 is fouled back and out of play. Into the Schuler field that is neighboring our big field. Those fans that are in attendance here at Dickman Field are enjoying the sun that has decided to come out from behind the clouds. I see quite a few smiling as the sun is hitting them. Two-two count now on Baumer. On deck is the designated hitter, Daniel Lamhunt. Ooh, ball does not catch the zone. Full count now. Yoakum set up outside. Swinging a foul ball out of play. A little bit further and would have hit a car that's parked well away from the action. And thankfully, it wasn't mine. Morales has his pitch, the 3-2 count to Boyma. It's a chopper just past the outstretched arm of the shortstop, Augustine Teixeira. Runner from third comes across. RBI single brings up number 15, Daniel Lamhunt. First pitch to Lamhunt is in there for a called strike. Oh, the 0-1 doesn't catch the same spot again. It is 1-1 count now. Now the 1-1 gets away from Yoakum. Baumer is able to jog to second. 2 balls, 1 strike count with still only 1 away here in the top of the first. 11 Capitals have come across in this top of the first. Lamb Hunt does not swing at a pitch. That was just outside of zone, according to home plate umpire. Makes it a 3 balls, 1 strike count. That's a chopper to third, vacuumed up by Jake McKenzie. Throw over to Glimmerud for out number 2. Actually, a great play by McKenzie at third on that scoop and throw on the run. Now with 2 outs, brings up Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez batting with a teammate at second. First pitch, Sanchez outside for a ball. But the next pitch does catch zone for a called strike. 1-1 count now on the second baseman for the Bonn Capitals. On deck is the left fielder, Danny Langhurst, if Sanchez is able to get on base. Next pitch in the dirt, just misses the glove of Yoakum, sends the runner over to third. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The second baseman, Sanchez. High pop up. And just clears the press box here. High pop up directly behind home plate and into the wheat field that's behind us. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Next pitch swung on and hit. And caught by right fielder Justin Olish on a Blue Star catch to end the top of the first inning. That was a great way to end the inning. Unfortunately, the Bonn Capitals send, well, quite a few up to bat. 11 have come across. Going into the bottom of the first inning, Capitals 11, Storm nothing. Going into the bottom of the first, Storm down 11-0 after a, well, not very good top of the first inning for Storm. Batting order for Storm for this afternoon's contest here in Hünstetten. Batting leadoff and playing center field, number 19, Diego Mendoza. Batting second and wearing number 2 on his back and playing third base, Jake McKenzie. Batting third, number 8, and playing shortstop, Augustine Teixeira. Batting fourth, playing right field, who made that great catch to end the top of the first, number 5, Justin Olick. followed by number 17, Vesterbaggio in left field, followed by number 22, catcher Douglas Yoakum. Second base, Daniel Martins, number 99. Tobias Glimmerud, number 18, playing first base and batting batting eighth. And designated hitter for this afternoon will be number 26, Oliver Yoakum. Mendoza up to bat now. First pitch he sees is a ball. Ball 2. The lefty batting Mendoza joined the team very recently. The 2-0 pitch catches the outside zone for a called strike. Now 3 balls, 1 strike, as that ball was in the dirt. Somehow actually didn't hit Mendoza's feet. He didn't move at all. And that is a leadoff walk to start. That is a leadoff walk to start the home half of the first inning, and that brings up our third baseman, number 2, Jake McKenzie. First pitch, a little out of zone for ball 1. Mendoza taking a lead, and then he's off and running. And that is a stolen base. Diego Mendoza had a great jump. I was just about to say he has a sizable lead, and as soon as the thought came to mind, he was off and running on the pitch. It was a called strike, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Jake McKenzie. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike to McKenzie. Welcome those of you tuning in on Storm TV, here live on YouTube. McKenzie has a chopper just out of the reach of the pitcher, and McKenzie is safe. Infield single, moves the runner over to third. Now it is runners at the corners, no outs, and brings up the shortstop, number 8, Augustine Teixeira. We do have chat on our live stream. I see some of you have started chatting. Thank you for that. Welcome, alles. Teixeira is in the box waiting for his first pitch. McKenzie is off and running. It is a called strike, and McKenzie is in there without a throw. That's a stolen base. Time is called as the infield umpires shift over. Ball low in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two runners in scoring position now for Teixeira. And Teixeira takes one to the shoulder. Loads the bases. And that brings up our right fielder, Pink Pony himself, Justin Olick. Olick with a Blue Star catch to end the top of the first, has a chance to actually get some runs across for Storm with bases loaded and no outs. Olick is in the left-handed batter's box waiting. Vendrine set up on the outside. Ball goes outside for ball one. On deck for Storm is Vesterbaggio. Two balls, no strikes to Olick. Olick nodding his head on that called strike, saying he saw what it was. And let's see what Justin does now with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Oh, make that a 2-2 count as that pitch caught the outside. Starting pitcher for this afternoon for the Bonn Capitals is Luke Berentinos. Sorry if I don't have the pronunciation. Olish with a foul and out of play. Keeps it bat alive. Full count now on Olish. Being told it's Barrientos, Luke Barrientos, the starting pitcher for the Bonn Capitals this afternoon. And Olish strikes out as ball came in. There's a strikeout for the first out here in the home half of the first inning. Bases are still loaded. Brings up the bat our left fielder, Vesterbaggio. Once again, Vendrine sets up on the outside, and pitch went low and outside in the dirt for ball one. The 0-1 is swung and chopped foul. Goes to the backstop. Barrientos comes set, his 1-1. Swung on, fouled at home plate. The 1-ball, 2-strike count is high, so it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Baggio. Oh, and that pitch somehow caught the outside For a called strike 3, Bacchio's shaking his head. I can hear the groans from the fans here, even through the press box windows being closed. That was a very questionable called strike 3, but he emphatically said it was strike 3. Brings up the bat now our catcher, Douglas Jokum. And he is hit. He wears that RBI. Well, that's getting on base and an RBI, and not the most pleasant of ways, but that's the second hit batsman of the inning. And that'll bring up our second baseman, number 99, Danny Martin. Daniel Martin's actually came in and pitched yesterday in relief of Javier Montero. With 2 outs now, bases are still loaded. First pitch he sees is in there for a called strike. Swung on, chopped foul, and out of play. Barrientos with a long look in. His 0-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped. Fielded by the shortstop, goes a short way to second base for the force out to end the inning. 1 run does come across for a Storm, but bases left loaded going into the top of the second. Bonn Capitals 11, Hünstetten Storm 1. Going into the top of the first, Storm down 11-1. It will be Danny Langhurst, Josef Rosenthal, and Noah Lorenz, the 1-2-3 for the top of the second for the Bonn Capitals. That was a long first inning. Hopefully the top of the second will be much shorter and in favor of Storm. Morales' warm-up tosses are over. Langhurst is stepping into the batter's box. First pitch is outside in the dirt for ball 1. Langhurst with two RBIs and a run in that top of the first inning. Two balls, no strikes. That's a called strike. As I said, on deck is the center fielder, Josef Rosenthal. 3-1 now count on the left fielder from Bonn. And that is a leadoff. That is a leadoff pop-up out number 1. Brings up the bat number 33, center fielder Josef Rosenthal. Pop up the second for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Brings up Rosenthal. Rosenthal sees the first pitch is outside for a ball. Next pitch was also low and outside, ball 2. Yoakum set up right down the middle, and Morales threw to where his catcher was wanting. So that was a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out now. On deck is number 34, left fielder Noah Lawrence. Strike 2. Now it's a full count on Rosenthal, who calls time, steps out of the box to readjust his gloves. Now the 3-2. Outside. And that is a 1-out walk. And brings up the bat the left fielder for this afternoon, Noah Lawrence. First pitch swing and a miss, strike 1. Lawrence is quickly in the hole, 0-2. Rosenthal not taking that big of a lead off of first. Lawrence doesn't swing at the next pitch and makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. From 0-2 to 2-2. As Morales' pitch does not catch the top of the zone. And that pitch doesn't catch the top of the zone either. It's now a full count. Once again, hearing it from the fans here in Dickman Field, not happy with the home plate umpire already. Now the 3-2 to Lawrence. Time is called. Morales must have been taking too long for Noah Lawrence. Called time. Play is resumed. Swing and a miss. And that is out number 2. 2 outs, brings up the bat. Top of the order, shortstop, number 30, Brink. First pitch called strike. Yoakum set up right down the middle. Great pitch. Brink already in the hole, 0-2. But doesn't go after the next pitch. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a great pitch by Morales, but didn't get Brink chasing. Swings at the next pitch, sends it to center field, and bobbled by the center fielder Mendoza. 1 run is across, and Brink is at third. It was in and out of the glove of Diego Mendoza in center field. Unfortunate. But that does bring up to bat the catcher for the Bonn Capitals, Maurice Bendrine. It is now 12-1 Capitals. First pitch to Bendrine, not in zone. Ball 1. Swung on, skied high, but playable, and caught by Glimmerud to end the inning. One run does come across in the top of the second, it makes it a 12-1 lead for the Capitals. But only the 1 run has come across. That takes us to the bottom of the second. Storm down quite a bit, but a lot of ball game left. Don't count Storm out yet. Going into the bottom of the second inning, Storm down 12-1. It will be Tobias Glimmerud who caught the third out of the top of the second, followed by their designated hitter Oliver Yoakum, and then back to the top of the lineup with center fielder Diego Mendoza. Glimmerud, the left-handed hitting Glimmerud is now in the box, or about to walk into the box, that is. So going into the top of the second inning, or the bottom of the second inning, first pitch way outside for a ball. Next pitch swung on and just over the... Wow, that was a great run and jump there by Brink, but it's over Brink's head for a leadoff single here to start the home half of the second inning. And that brings up our designated hitter, Oliver Yoakum. And the pitch, I'm not sure how it didn't actually hit him, but Tobias Glimmerud is able to get to second on the wild pitch. Still trying to figure out how that ball didn't even clip his jersey, because from my angle, that trajectory changed, but home plate umpire said, nope, that's just a ball. Make that ball 2. Barrientos is having some grip issues himself. Oliver Yoakum's hoping he doesn't get hit like his brother did in the previous inning. It is now a 3 balls, no strike count to Yoakum. Bendrine set up on the inside. And it is ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to the designated hitter. Brings up the bat the center fielder, Diego Mendoza. And with that walk, Marcus Solbach actually is going out to talk to his pitcher. Solbach handling manager duties this afternoon. Little break in the action. Gives Storm skipper Bill Dickman an opportunity to directly tell his center fielder what he needs to do. And motion of hit the ball apparently was the sign given. All jokes aside, it's Storm have something going here with no outs and runners at second and first. First pitch is outside for a ball. On deck is Jake McKenzie. Ball sweeps a little too inside, ball 2. Mendoza able to dance out of the way of that pitch. Little step off, not really throwing, as the shortstop and second baseman were nowhere near second. Wow, indeed, as that 2-0 pitch catches the zone for a called strike. Swing at the next pitch. Oh, off of Brink's glove and into shallow left field. Glimmerud comes in for the score. 12-2 ball game now here in the bottom of the second. Still no outs, runners at first and second. That'll bring up to bat Jake McKenzie. That slap shot to short was not able to be fielded cleanly by Brink. It actually popped up right before his glove got to it, off his glove into shallow left. McKenzie swings at the first pitch and out of play behind home plate, just missing the press box. And a whole gaggle of kids are running after that ball. At least this one doesn't have to be fielded from the field. Next pitch gets away from the catcher. Barrientos pitch wide, Ben Drain's not able to get leather on it, sends the runners to second and third. Runners now in scoring position for McKenzie. One ball, one strike now to our third baseman. Make that 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck is our shortstop, Teixeira. Ben Drain set up right down the middle. Ball 3. There is action in the Bonn bullpen. Once I get a jersey number, I'll let you know who's warming up. The 3-1 catches that zone. Now is 3 balls, 2 strikes on McKenzie. Foul ball down the third base line. Looks like is Jakob Schoch, number 4, warming up in the bullpen for Bonn. McKenzie swings and hits that one out of play. Quickly fielded by a kid who is all smiles. She is so happy she has a foul ball. McKenzie swings and missed. Does not. The left fielder does not catch the ball. And no one's covering the third base, and Jake McKenzie is able to make it to third. 2 runs come across. Left fielder left fielder Noah Lawrence is still down in left field. Ball hit his glove as he was making a diving stop. And now teammates are going out to check on him. 2 runs come across now. It is 12-4 with Jake McKenzie standing at third base with no outs. And it will be Augustine Teixeira coming up to bat. But right now we have a pause in the action as there appears to be either an injury or he's a little shaken up after hitting the ground hard. That was a great dive attempt by Noah Lawrence in left field. Let's hope he's all right. Previous 2 seasons, Noah played here for Hünstetten. Was actually one of our junior players. So we know him quite well here in Hünstetten, and we don't want anything bad to happen to him. We've seen some other injuries from Noah. 2 seasons ago, he took a line drive off his head as he went to make a diving play at first when he played first base for the Storm. Took a ball right off his eyebrow. He was all right. Didn't miss any games. Actually continued playing the rest of the game for us and was all smiles and laughs afterwards as he looked like he had just went 2 rounds with Mike Tyson. He's all right. He's back in position. Play is about to resume. In the batter's box now for Storm, our shortstop, Augustine Teixeira. First pitch inside for a ball. Jake McKenzie is on third base as no one was covering third. And he, with heads-up base running, was able to run quickly before Bonn realized what was going on. Oh, another great hit with runners in scoring position for Storm as Jasara is able to hit ball just out of reach of the second baseman. McKenzie comes across. It's now 12-5 with no outs. And that brings up number 5, Justin Olish. And that will do it for Barrientos. That'll be a pitching change. Once we get confirmation as to who the pitcher is, I will let you know. But Shaw, number 4, was the one warming up, and he is the one coming in. Final line on Luke Barrientos, 48 pitches, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which there was only 4 earned runs as there was an error charged. Nope, excuse me. Sorry, no, that's I misread that. It is 5 earned runs. No errors charged. So the right-handed Schulk is coming in relief of Luke Barrientos. Jakob Schulk getting now some warm-up tosses. Slight break in the action here. As I said, there's a lot of ball game left. Storm is not giving up. There's never any give up in this team. Right now, just here in the bottom of the second, there's no outs. Runner at first, that is Augustine Teixeira. As we're waiting for the new pitcher to finish his warm-up tosses, Justin Olich is the batter he will face. On deck is our left fielder, Vester Bacchio. So warm-up tosses are done. Shaw is ready. And the first batter he faces is the left-handed batter, Olish. First pitch low and inside, ball 1. Inside, ball 2. Two balls, no strike. Count now to Olish. Runner at first. And runner is gone. It is ball 3, and it is a stolen base for Teixeira. Great jump. Bendrine had a great throw, too, on that throw, but the ball was not caught cleanly by the shortstop at second, which actually allowed the stolen base by Teixeira to take place. 3-0 is hit, line to short, and Olish is out at first. Brink was in the perfect position. He didn't have to move much to get the ball hit by Olish. Now with 1 out, runner at second brings up Vester Bacchio. On deck is our catcher, Douglas Yoakum. The first pitch to Vester is in there for a called strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2, quickly in the hole now is our left fielder. But the next pitch slips out of the fingers, high for ball 1. Same pitch, but ball does not get that far away from Bendrine at home plate, so the runner has to stay at second. 2 balls, 2 strike count on our left fielder. Make that a full count as the next pitch skips up in the dirt. Bendrine asks for a new ball. Bendrine sets on the outside, and Vester is able to actually get a little bit of his bat on that ball, just taps it foul, keeping that bat alive. And hits that one over a jumping Brink into left field, and another runner is coming across as Vester has an RBI double. Make that RBI single, and he takes second on the throw. Makes it 12-6. With 1 out, runner at second base, brings up the bat number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Fouled back. Missed the press box. But, 1, 2, 3, 4 kids running as fast as they can into the wheat field to find that ball. Next pitch is behind the head of Yoakum. He's already taken one to the back. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to get hit again. I know his mother doesn't want him to get hit again. Swing and a tapper. 1 ball, 2 strike count now to Yoakum. Bendrine set up right down the middle. It's a swing and a miss, but it's a drop, strike 3. And Yoakum almost legs out the drop strike. But ball is able to be thrown and caught cleanly for out number 2. And that'll bring up the bat number 99, our second baseman for the afternoon, Danny Martins. First pitch is a ball. In the dirt, ball 2. Danny able to get on base. It will bring up Tobias Glimmerud. Bendrine set up on the inside. But it is a 3-0 count. That pitch just not able to catch the zone. Bendrine not too happy with that one either. Let's see if green light on 3-0. Nope. Takes the pitch, called strike. But next pitch is a little too inside for ball 4. Puts runners at first and second for Toby Glimmerud. Left-handed Tobias Glimmerud with an opportunity here to hit with a teammate in scoring position as With 2 outs, runners will be going on contact. Pitches outside for a ball. Bendrine thought about throwing back at first base as Martins was off the bag, but first baseman was nowhere near it. Salk with a good pitch in zone for the called strike 1. In the dirt, ball 2. Toby's able to actually get on base here. It'll load him up for our designated hitter, Oliver Yoakum. Outside, ball 3. Bendrine was wanting that one to be called. He held the glove there longer than the ball call was made. He's still set up on the outside. That's a strike. That's a good pitch from Salk. Good framing, too, by Bendrine. Makes it a full count with 2 outs on Toby Glimmerud. But the next pitch is low and outside, loads the bases for Oliver Yoakum. Oliver Yoakum getting designated hitter duties this afternoon, has a chance with 2 outs and teammates at every base. First pitch is low, ball 1. Maurice Bendrine set up down the middle. Yoakum swinging and, unfortunate. Ball just hang up just long enough for the right fielder to come in and make the catch for out number 3. But Storm put up a crooked number in the bottom half of the second inning. Going into the top of the third, Bonn Capitals 12, Storm 6. Going into the top of the third inning, Storm down 12-6. As I said previously, a lot of game left. It'll be McCoy Pierce, Simon Baumer, and Daniel Lamb Hunt, the 1-2-3 for the third inning for the Bonn Capitals. First pitch is a ball. The ball just getting away from Yoakum's mitt and hitting the umpire in the hand. Next pitch catches zone. Strike one. Pierce had a half-hearted check swing at that. That might have also been called a swinging strike, but next pitch. Oh, lined to Jake McKenzie. Just could not hold on to it. That was a screaming liner directly back to his glove. McCoy Pierce is safe at first. And he'll bring up to bat number 55, the first baseman, Simon Baumer. Pierce with a screaming liner directly at Jake McKenzie's glove. McKenzie just not able to hold on to it, but he's able to keep it near him, and he's able to throw the ball back, but Pierce had already made it to first. First pitch to Baumer is a called strike, but the next pitch is in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count with a runner at first. Inside, ball 2. Yoakum set up low and outside, but the ball seemed to tail a little too inside to not catch the zone. Same place, ball 3. Now the 3-1 pitch. Doesn't catch the zone. It is now 2 on. No outs. Brings up the bat number 15, Daniel Lemhunt. Outside, ball 1. Morales not able to get that pitch to break near zone. It's breaking a little too close to home plate and going out of zone, but that pitch does catch. 1 ball, 1 strike count now. Ball drops in the dirt right at home plate. 2 balls, 1 strike count. Same place, not swinging is Lemhunt. 3 balls, 1 strike count. Same count that Baumer had. Swung on and chopped. That's interference. At least that's the call from sounds like from the booth next door, but not called by the umpires at all. Only play is too short. The chopper runner at second stopped instead and stood in front of the shortstop and then moved out of the way right before the ball got to him. Shortstop was able to field it, throw over to second for the force at second on that fielder's choice. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Brings up the bat Danny Sanchez. First pitch swinging high, pop up, playable, and caught by Jake McKenzie at third for out number 2. Sanchez not happy with that. But that'll bring up the center fielder, Danny Langhurst. First pitch in there for a called strike. Next pitch, a chopper fielded by Morales, who throws. It's a high throw. Runner comes across. It is now a 13-6 game as the throw from Morales was high. Took the tall Glimmerud off of the bag. He wasn't able to make the catch cleanly, but kept the ball near him, which kept the runner at third from scoring. With 2 outs, brings up the bat Joseph Rosenthal with runners at the corners. First pitch in there for a called strike. Ball gets away from Yoakum, not able to field it before the runner at third. Balmer is able to come across. Danny Lamhunt come across. It's now 14-6. Runner's able to advance. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Rosenthal. Two balls, 1 strike now on Rosenthal. Ball in the dirt, make that a 3 ball, 1 strike count. But there's still 2 outs here. Home plate umpire making sure everyone knows it is a 3-1 count. And next pitch does not catch the zone. It is a walk, which will bring up the bat Noah Lawrence. Lawrence was shaken up previous inning on a diving play that saw him stay on his knees for quite a bit. First pitch he sees is a ball. He has teammates at first and second and 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. The next pitch does catch zone for a called strike. The 1-1 pitch from Morales is outside for ball 2. Lauren's able to get on base. It will go back up to the top of the order with Eric Brink. Lauren swung on a hit, but fielded by the center fielder, Diego Mendoza. Long fly out ends the inning. But Bond's able to put up a crooked number themselves, sending across 2 runners. It is 14-6 as we go into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Going into the home half of the third inning, Storm down 14-6. Go back to the top of the order for Storm. It will be Diego Mendoza, Jake McKenzie, and Augustine Teixeira, the 1-2-3 for Storm. Mendoza caught out number 3 in the visitors' half of the third inning. First pitch he sees is outside for a ball. Ball 2. As the game has continued, more fans have come into the ballpark here. Ball 3. That is a 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the third inning. They'll bring up the bat number 2, third baseman, Jake McKenzie. McKenzie in the batter's box waiting. First pitch is high for a ball. Off on the pitch. Oh, and he's ruled out. Mendoza off on the pitch. Looked like he got under it. And before the infield umpire ruled him out, they were already throwing the ball around. He takes the walk back to the dugout. He races that leadoff walk. Jake McKenzie now has a 1-ball, 1-strike count with bases empty. Swung on and snagged on a screaming liner to third base. McCoy Pierce able to snag that ball out of the air from his counterpart. Makes it quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. With 2 outs, brings up Augustine Teixeira. Swinging at the first pitch, taps it foul down third base line. And I see our very own Phil Meyer running after the ball. He's on the injured list. But he's still handling whatever duties are needed for the team. Teixeira now with a 2-ball, 1-strike count, 2 outs. Three balls, 1 strike as that pitch came up and in around the armpits. Bendring set up right down the middle, but ball is outside. Ball 4. It's 2-out walk to Teixeira. And that'll bring up Justin Olish. Olish able to bat now with 2 outs and a runner at first base. First pitch swinging. Sends a long drive, but caught by left fielder Noah Lawrence for out number 3. Going into the top of the 4th inning, it's Bonn Capital 14, Hünstetten Storm 6. Going to the top of the fourth inning, Capitals are leading Storm 14-6. We are going to back to the top of the order for the Capitals. Brink, Bendrine, and Pierce, the 1-2-3 for the Capitals, as Sebastian Morales' warm-up tosses are over. As Brink is walking to the batter circle, I want to thank you, those of you who are tuning in to Storm TV, live on YouTube. Glad to have you all tuning in to watch this game against the Capitals and the Storm. Thank you for the comments. First pitch to Brink on its way. Just out of zone for a called ball. Next pitch is even further inside, ball 2. The wind has definitely died down here. It's quickly 3-0 on Brink, as Morales' pitch does not catch a zone. It is a 4-pitch walk to lead off the top of the fourth inning here, as Morales skipped his pitch up to his catcher, Yoakum. And I see there is now some action happening in the Storm bullpen. It does look like it's Callum Morum warming up. No outs, runner at first, brings up the bat the catcher for the Bonn Capitals, Maurice Bendrine. High, ball 1. And as I said, that the wind seems to die down. I do see the wind picking up just a bit, but not as windy as the previous contest that we had here. We do get our share of wind here in our little area of Hessen. So quickly, it's a 3 balls, no strike count in favor of Bendrine. Yoakum set up right down the heart of the plate, and Morales is able to actually put it right there for a called strike 1. Swinging the next pitch. Short, second to first for a double play. Nice double play by Storm as Bendrine went after the 3-1 pitch. Now with 2 outs, brings up the bat number 29, McCoy Pierce. The third baseman for the Capitals made a great snagging catch of a liner from our own third baseman. Now he's up and waiting for his first pitch to him, but Morales steps off. Reset, as it were. First pitch is skipped up to Yoakum. Well, Pierce not happy with that foul ball he just hit up the third base line. Just foul as it's bounced just before the bag. 1-1 count. And the dirt, ball 2. He gives this one a ride to deep center field. And caught. Ooh, the deepest part of Dickman Field. Diego Mendoza able to run it out and catch out number 3. Well, Pierce gave that one a ride. We're about 400 feet from home to dead straight center, and that was just about as deep as you can get it and keep it in the park. No runs come across for the first time for the Capitals. So going into the bottom of the 4th inning, Capitals 14, Storm 6. Going into the bottom of the 4th inning, Storm down 14-6. It will be Vesterbaggio, Douglas Yoakum, and Daniel Martins, the 1-2-3 here in the home half of the 4th inning. First pitch to Baggio is just outside. Ball 1. Schock with a good pitch. That was actually a good pitch for Vester to swing at, and he didn't swing. But he swung at that pitch, foul tip back to the backstop. Ball in the dirt, just right apparently at the feet. Couldn't tell if what happened there. Looked like Ben Dreen's glove was right down on Baggio's foot. Swung on, popped high, but playable for Pierce at third base. Makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up to bat our catcher, Douglas Yoakum. Yoakum's been on base one time with being hit by a pitch. Got an RBI out of that. First pitch to him in this half inning was a ball, but goes after the next pitch, and that is a single to left field. Bobbled by Noah Lawrence, but it doesn't get far enough away for Yoakum to go anywhere. It's a 1-out single. It brings up the bat Danny Martins. Nice single by Yoakum. Unfortunate that the ball didn't kick further away from his former teammate. But he'll take that single. And Schock will take some great framing by his catcher Ben Dreen as that pitch was called a strike. Danny Martins is quickly in the hole 0-2 with a foul ball. Both catchers doing a great job today. Oh, Ben Dreen framed that one nicely as well, but that was just a little too out of the zone to be called strike 3. 1 ball, 2 strike count now to Martins. Can't avoid that one, though. That is a strikeout looking. Now with 2 outs, runner at first. Brings up Tobias Glimmerud. Glimmerud is 1 for 1 with a walk, run scored. Batting with a teammate at first. First pitch swinging, but it's fouled at home plate. Next pitch hit up the middle, fielded, toss for the force at second, ends the inning. So going into the top of the 5th, still 14-6. Going into the top of the 5th inning, Storm down 14-6. It will be Balmer, Lamhunt, and Sanchez for the Capitals. Sebastian Morales still on the mound for Storm. I see the one and only Chris Higgins has made an appearance at the ballpark. Morales' warm-up tosses are over, and Balmer is stepping into the left-handed batter's box. And the 5th inning is underway. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Yoakum set up on the outside. Unfortunately, that pitch was in the dirt and outside for ball 2. Yoakum still set up on the outside. And it's a chopper to Glimmerud, who fields it and runs over for himself. Takes the out. 1 up, 1 down here to start the 5th inning. Going to bring up the bat number 15, the designated hitter for the Capitals, Daniel Lamhunt. Lamhunt is 0 for 2 on the afternoon, but he's got 2 runs. First pitch of the 5th in there for a called strike. But again, that sweeping pitch from Morales is breaking a little too close to the plate, and that's not where Yoakum wants it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Lamhunt taps ball foul down the third base line, just out of reach. I can't see exactly which Storm player that was, but Solbach had a smile on his face as he was watching the tapper. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Oh, high pop-up. In play. Yoakum makes the catch. Great follow. Douglas Yoakum able to actually track that ball as soon as it was popped up. Squeezed it for out number 2. Brings up the second baseman for the Capitals, number 8, Danny Sanchez. First pitch a little high, called ball. One thing I do like about Bonn Capitals, especially this lineup, is they have 3 Daniels in a row. Lamhunt, Sanchez, and Langhurst. And Sanchez is able to get a 2-out single right up the middle, keep the inning going for the Capitals. And that will bring up the other Danny Langhurst. Sanchez taking a couple-step lead off of first. Langhurst smokes a liner to third, but not far. It doesn't get far enough away from McKenzie to send Sanchez to third. 2 out, 2 on. Brings up the right fielder, Josef Rosenthal. Morales' first pitch to Rosenthal in this half inning goes right to his elbow guard. That makes the bases loaded for Noah Lawrence. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch swinging, strike 1. Former teammates battling now as Lawrence and Morales know each other quite well. Oh, call is safe at first. Runner comes across. And last night there was some questionable calls at first. That one continues the inning. Runner comes across now 15-6 as Noah Lawrence is able to leg out an infield single. Back to the top of the lineup is Eric Brink at bat, with runners at every base. It's quickly 2 balls, no strikes to the Capitals shortstop. 3-0 and no place to put them. And that pitch does find the zone for a called strike one. Unfortunately, the next pitch is inside, walks him, brings in another run. It's now 16-6. And up to bat now is number 6, Maurice Bendrine. And with that walk, brings out skipper Bill Dickman, talk to his pitcher. In the Storm bullpen has been a pitcher warming up. Once I find out who that is, I'll let you know. Morales' day is done. 96 pitches coming in relief of Brian Perez. And it will be number 36, Callan Marum. Australian Marum joined the team a few weeks ago. Had a stint at second base last night as Daniel Martins came in the pitch. He'll be given opportunity to warm up a bit, though he's been in the bullpen warming up. So it should be fine for him if he's actually given time to warm up. I want to say thank you for the compliments. I enjoyed watching the game and listening to Bond's commentary last night. So, vielen Dank für all das. Callan Marum has his warm-up tosses in. He has bandage duty as bases loaded, 2 outs. And up to bat is Maurice Bendrine. The first pitch to the Bonn Capitals catcher is a called strike. Second pitch, high pop up and just out of play. And just misses the fan sitting right beside the dugout for Bonn Capitals. Quickly 0-2 on Bendrine. The 0-2 swung on and hit and fielded by Justin Olish. The young Australian Callan Marum able to come in and keep the Capitals from scoring more runs, but a crooked number was put up on the board. Going into the home half of the 5th inning, Capitals 16, your Hünstetten Storm 6. As warm-up tosses are being made here, going into the home half, the fifth inning, some scores in Cologne. The Cologne Cardinals are leading the Untouchables of Paderborn 10-1. Down in München Haar, the Disciples are down 12-2 to the Mainz Athletics. And a final from Dortmund as the Wanderers lost to the Hamburg Steelers 14-1. Jakob Schalk getting the final warm-up tosses of the fifth inning for Capitals. He will face Oliver Yoakum, Diego Mendoza, and Jake McKenzie, the 1-2-3 from Storm this half inning. And coming up to bat is our designated hitter, number 26, Oliver Yoakum. First pitch of Yoakum is outside for ball one. A swing and a chopper fielded cleanly by shortstop. Throw over to first for out number one. That'll bring up to bat top of the order for the Storm. Right, the center fielder, number 19, Diego Mendoza. Mendoza first pitch swinging. Oh, unlucky bounce. Bounced right into the glove of the second baseman. Throws over to complete the out. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Two outs, no on, brings up number 2, Jake McKenzie. First pitch swinging, fielded by his counterpart at third base. And once again, another terrible call. He was on the bag and threw before the ball was caught, but the first base umpire, just like last night, ruled him out. We don't have replay here, but that really was not the right call. But end of inning, 3 up, 3 down. Storm silent, at least on the base path. They're not too silent because of that call at the moment. I can see fans mumbling and not happy with that. But going into the top of the sixth inning, Storm down 10. So, Callan's warm-up tosses are done. He'll face Pierce, Balmer, and Lamb Hunt, the 1-2-3 for the Capitals in this visitor half of the sixth inning. First pitch is not in zone. Ball 1. Next pitch swinging. Fielded by Martins. Throw over. And ball is at the glove of Glimmerud long before the base runner gets to the bag for out number 1. And that'll bring up number 55, the first baseman for the Capitals, Balmer. Big lefty batter stepping into the box. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. No one on base for him this time. Great frame job by Yoakum. As the first pitch to Balmer is a called strike. Next pitch catches that outside. Strike 2. Balmer in the hole, 0-2. Next pitch he sees. Little too outside. Ball 1. Oh, not sure where that pitch missed, actually. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Lamb Hunt. Oh, the third base umpire says that Balmer did not go around on that check swing. That bat still goes on. It's 3 balls, 2 strike count now. Yoakum set up on the outside. Ball is swung on just out of a diving reach of Teixeira at short. It's a 1-out single. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Daniel Lamhunt. Yoakum set up on the outside, but home plate umpire rules that Lamhunt was hit on the elbow. So that is a hit by pitch. That brings up to bat number 8, Daniel Sanchez. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Doesn't get away from Yoakum, who thought about throwing back to first to throw behind Lamhunt, but Hunt was able to get back in. Just high, ball 2. Sanchez swung, and it's a long fly out to left field. Vester Boccio able to track the ball down, make the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, 2 on, brings up number 37, Danny Langhurst. First pitch swing and a miss, strike 1. Pitch number 2, high, and just clears the press box. I was actually waiting on the ball to hit on the roof, but foul ball went right over us. Quickly 0-2 on Langhurst. Swing and a miss to end the inning. Colin Mum is able to come in, keep the score at 16-6. And that's where we'll be going into the home half of the 6th inning. Going into the home half of the 6th inning, Storm down 16-6. It will be Augustine Teixeira, Justin Olish, and Vester Bacchio, the 1-2-3 for Storm this half inning. We do have a change of left fielder. Coming out is Noah Lawrence. He's being replaced by Anthony Rodriguez. Sorry, make Anthony Kilnsing. Sorry for that. First pitch to Teixeira is a called strike. Umpire giving a bit louder called strike there. It's now 0-2 quickly on our shortstop. Flicks his bat out there and is able to just drop a 2-strike single into shallow right field for a leadoff single to start the 6th inning here for Storm. With a runner on first, brings up Olish. Ben Drain set up on the outside. That pitch went on the inside. Home plate umpire loudly called that strike 1. Olish chopped it to third. Fielded cleanly, throw to second for out number 1. Throws over the first to complete the double play. Erases the leadoff single. And with 2 outs, brings up our left fielder, Vester Bacchio. Pitch Bacchio is high. Ball 1. Swung on, popped it high. Playable. And caught by Marius Bendrine in foul territory right in front of the Capitals dugout to end the inning. Storm 3 up, 3 down. Goes into the top of the 7th now. Still 16-6. Going into the top of the 7th, Storm down 16-6. Callan Minham is taking his warm-up tosses. It will be Rosenthal, Killensing, and Brink, as Killensing came in the bottom of the 6th inning as a defensive change in exchange for Noah Lawrence in left field. There is action in the Capitals bullpen. I see Mateus Scheida warming up. Top of the 7th is about to start as Solbach taking his place at third base. Now Rosenthal is in the batter's box, and the first pitch from Marum, low, ball 1. Looking over to my right, I can see some fans in attendance, and they're playing around with one of the foul balls they caught previously. Marum's pitch just outside, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch swung on, and it is a deep but caught ball to left field for out number 1. That'll bring up now Anthony Kilsing for his first at bat of the afternoon. First pitch to Kilsing is high and outside, ball 1. On deck is the top of the batting order in form of shortstop Eric Brink. Foul ball makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. As I actually see some adults going out into the wheat field looking for this ball. Yoakum set up, waiting, but unfortunately the pitch slipped out of the fingers of Marum. 2 balls, 1 strike count with 1 away. Calls, strike 2. Once again, I want to thank everyone tuning in live on Storm TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. I saw where our counterparts in Bonn got 2,000 subscribers. Ball high and playable. Oh, no, it's out of play, but was playable. I can see former Storm manager Lionel missing the ball as it almost actually hit Noah Lauren's dad. I'm glad that didn't happen. As I was saying, I saw where Bonn got their 2,000th subscriber. So, congratulations to them. Foul tip to the backstop. Kilsing keeps the at-bat alive. Brink fetched the ball and throws over to get the ball out of play. Next pitch skied high, playable for Olish in right field for out number 2. Two up, two down here in the top of the 7th inning. Brings up the shortstop, Eric Brink. Brink 2 for 3 on the afternoon with 2 RBIs and 2 walks. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. Next pitch is a little too high, misses zone. It's ball 1. The sun that we had peeking out of the clouds earlier in the game has been covered by the clouds once again. That 1-1 pitch paints the inside corner for called strike 2. Even though we don't have sun, it's still rather beautiful out here at Dickman Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And still quite a lot of people here at the ballpark watching this afternoon's game. Brink slaps the ball foul down third base line. I see a 4-legged fan going after that ball as it went out of play. Oh, Myram doesn't get the inside call again. It's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Brink. Swing and out of play. Caught by one of Hünstetten's rookies, Philip Weima, who was just happened to be walking back to the other side of the dugout. Hit up the middle, caught by Daniel Martins, throws over, and out is the call at first base. It's a ground out to end the inning, and I'll say it looked safe at first. He looked like he actually was safe at first, but end result is the end of the inning. As we stand up and stretch, it is 7th inning stretch time here at Dickman Field. Storm down 16-6. As Take Me Out to the Ball game plays here at Dickman Field, we have a change of pitcher. Jacob Schock's day is over. Schock with 62 pitches on the afternoon. No earned runs. He is being replaced by number 40, Matthias Scheide. Scheide will face Douglas Jokum, Daniel Martins, and Toby Glimmerud. We also have a defensive change here. Boyma has been replaced at third. Trying to see who the replacement is. Boymer has been replaced by number 56, Eric Kunze. Rules here in the DBL. Storm will need to score at least one run to keep the game going, as they're down 10 runs here going into the bottom of the seventh. As I said, it will be Jokum, Martins, and Glimmerud, 1, 2, 3 for Storm here in the home half of the seventh inning. Jokum up to bat, facing the left-hander. First pitch catches the high outside strike zone for called strike one. But the next pitch is low, ball one. Jokum slap shot down the third base line. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. His counterpart on the Capitals has been doing set up right down the middle. Jokum with a swing and a miss to open up the bottom of the seventh inning. It's a swinging strikeout, and it brings up to bat the second baseman for Storm, Daniel Martins. Framing is an art, and Ben Drain frames that pitch beautifully, bringing it from the outside back to the heart of the plate for a called strike one. Swing and a miss, strike two, quickly in the hole. Daniel Martinez. Ben Drain set up on the outside. Martin doesn't swing at a pitch that catches that outside zone for quickly. Oh, it's quickly 2 outs. My surprise here, as there has been a pinch hitter brought in. It will be number 11, Philip Weimar, making his first at bat. Rookie Storm. First pitch he sees is low and outside. Ball one. Weimar, the left-handed outfielder, dances out of the way of a pitch. Quickly, it's 2 balls, no strikes. Weimar, one of our homegrown players, 3-0. And that is a 4-pitch walk for his first at bat in the DBL. It's a 2-out walk. Brings up our designated hitter, Oliver Yoakum. Philip Weimar came in to replace Tobias Glimmerud. If the game continues past the bottom of the 7th inning, most likely he'll be playing first base. First pitch of Yoakum is not in zone, ball 1. Ball in dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch somehow caught zone. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike on Yoakum. It's called a strike. Go right back to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bendreen set up right down the middle. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. Might as well swing at the pitch. It's going to be called a strike. That was a zone that was established. And Bendreen framed it perfectly. Yoakum goes down swinging for out number 3. And that's ball game here from Hünstetten. Final, Bonn Capital 16, Hünstetten Storm 6. They made an effort of it and unfortunately fell short after the 2nd inning. Once again, final from Hünstetten, Bonn Capital 16, Hünstetten Storm 6. I've been your voice to Hünstetten Storm, James Passo. Join us again for our next home series. It won't be until June 6th and 7th. Storm hosts the Dortmund Wanderers. So once again, we have a long break. We'll have a couple of road games, road series, and our next home series will not be until the 6th and 7th of June as we host the Dortmund Wanderers. So thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you, and have a good Sunday afternoon.